The little girl, even without ever having trained rigorously to become a kunoichi, has already broken the record by becoming the youngest Hyuuga to awaken the Byakugan. And let's face it, being Hinata and Naruto's daughter, it couldn't be any different. The girl certainly was destined to be very powerful since an early age. And even more in Chapter 77 of Boruto, even Daemon, who is probably the strongest being in the world, felt a terrifying intensity coming from Himawari. So really, what kind of power could this little girl have? Does she have the potential to surpass Boruto? Watch this video and I'll show you all the powers that Himawari will awaken. I'll even tell you what this power that Daemon felt in her is. What this hidden power that Himawari has. In the history of the ninja world, we've had many prodigies with the potential to be one of the strongest of all. For example, Kakashi, who was already a chunin at the age of 7. We also had Itachi, who at the age of 7 was already thinking like a Hokage. And we have Himawari, who is a case in point, because at the age of 7 she already has enough strength to take down a Hokage. That is, she has one of the most absurd potentials in the book. But besides all that, her strength potential doesn't come only through Byakugan, because she can also awaken different types of powers throughout her life. Anyway, regardless of everything, she is one of the greatest prodigies this world has to offer. But the greatest wonder is who likes this video. Only stronger than that is who subscribes to the channel and activates the notifications. Byakugan powers. To start, we're going to talk about the powers that Byakugan grants her. After all, Himawari herself has already demonstrated the ability to use this dojutsu. Individuals with Byakugan have a field of vision of almost 360 degrees around them, except for a small blind spot on the back of their head, above the first thoracic vertebrae. Byakugan's vision can penetrate almost any object, allowing users to see through walls or even examine the contents of a person's body. It also allows its users to analyze an opponent's tactics during a fight, granting them a certain ability to predict. What's more, because it has a very effective clairvoyance, it helps a lot in combat, causing its users to have sharper reflexes and be more perceptive of any approaching blows. So much so that all Byakugan users are usually very good at taijutsu. That's why we can expect Himawari to be a very good taijutsu fighter, because her Byakugan will help a lot in this. Gentle Fist. This is an attack that Himawari accidentally used when she hit Naruto and made him fall asleep. In other words, it's safe to say that she will master this technique at some point. The Gentle Fist is a fighting style that focuses entirely on causing internal damage inside a person's body. The user's blows are intended to block a target's chakra flow by hitting the chakra points on the body that are visible through the Byakugan. But this is not all. The user of the Gentle Fist can also use it to open the blocked chakra points of someone's body, as well as being able to speed up the flow of chakra from an individual's body. But regardless of everything, the focus of the technique is still to cause damage. Well, since she has a great Byakugan, she will certainly master the Gentle Fist later on. 8 Trigram 64 palms. The technique uses the chakra control gained through Gentle Fist training to release a huge amount of chakra from all chakra points on the user's body. This also functions as a defensive maneuver to compensate for the Byakugan's blind spot, as the released chakra blocks any possible attack against the user. After releasing chakra from all chakra points on his body, the user quickly rotates to block an attack, creating a chakra rotation shield around himself and throwing all nearby attackers away. Himawari has yet to give any hints as to whether or not she will use this ability. But given the fact that she will be an accomplished user of the Gentle Fist, she will certainly learn this technique in the future. Wise Mode. Now that more and more enemies are getting stronger, the use of Wise Chakra is going to be something crucial. Therefore, I believe that at some point it's possible that Naruto will teach the Wise Mode to his daughter. And look, the advantages of using this technique are absurd. The user's physical strength, speed, chakra, reflexes, perception, and stamina are enhanced. The user's ninjutsu, genjutsu, and taijutsu become more powerful. The user can manipulate the natural energy around him, turning it into an extension of his body to increase the range of his attacks. The user can also track chakra around him and can sense attacks without the need to see them. And it sure would be nice to see Himawari learning this technique. After all, since the Pain Arc Fukasaku and Mount Moyobaku haven't appeared to us, so it would be really cool to see the frogs interacting again in the village. With that, he could use the trip there to teach Himawari the Sage Mode. Then she would have an overwhelming strength added to her Byakugan, which would give her an astonishing fighting power. That would be able to even stand up to the main villains of the work today, Tenseigan. Do you remember the Tenseigan? That doujutsu that appeared during the movie The Last? It was introduced through Tonari Otsutsuki, who demonstrated an incredible power when using his incredible dojutsu. Well, to awaken it, it's necessary that the user fulfills two requirements. The first is to have the Hyuuga's Byakugan, which Himawari already has. But the second requirement is to be a descendant of Himura Otsutsuki, because the user is only able to awaken this eye if he has his chakra and genes. Then it gets complicated for Himawari, since she has no connection with Hamura, at least as far as we know. However, we can go back a little and remember a very interesting conversation Urashiki had with Toneri. In that case, Urashiki said that Toneri did something to Hinata's son. In fact, he was referring to an orb that he implanted inside Hinata's body. This orb, in fact, is probably what allowed Boruto to awaken the Jogen. But do you know what was actually inside the orb? Tonari's own DNA and chakra, and in case you don't remember, he is a direct descendant of Himura Otsutsuki. So, on the basis that Hinata possesses some of Toneri's chakra, that means she may have passed these genes on to Himawari. And with that, she would fulfill the two requirements for awakening the Tenseigan. The cool thing is that it would be very interesting to see Boruto on one side using Jogen and Himawari on the other side using Tenseigan. If she awakens this dojutsu, you can be sure that no daemon or Kawaki will be able to stop this girl, because the Tenseigan grants the user the ability to control both attractive and repulsive forces, something even similar to the Rinnegan. Besides that, it also allows access to the Tenseigan chakra mode, a technique that grants the user an increase in speed, power, strength, durability, and reflexes. And this strength is so great that Toneri was able to break the moon in half with a single blow. This eye also gives him the Gu Dao Damas, which are spheres that disintegrate everything they touch. Anyway, it's clear that if she awakens, the Tenseigan can be Himawari's main weapon in the future. And maybe that's the power that Damon felt, where he said she could stop him. If Damon said that she has a great power and made a scared face when he saw her, surely Himawari has incredible power. For Damon, it's one of the strongest characters we currently have. Jinchuuriki. Yes, as difficult as it seems, there's still the possibility of Himawari being a Jinchuuriki in the future. We know that nowadays, Biju don't need to be kept inside a human body to supply their power. However, it is a fact that Kishimoto always liked to work with this receptacle dynamic. For example, since the classic saga, we have two of the main characters that have a Biju, which in this case is Gaara and Naruto. And since then, the Jinchuuriki have been one of the most sought after and important characters in the work. Whereas in Boruto, the protagonist himself is the receptacle of a very powerful being. In other words, it's clear that Kishimoto really likes to work with this kind of dynamic. And since Jinchuuriki are currently quite scarce, the character most likely to achieve such power is little Himawari. Because think about it, she has Uzumaki blood, which gives her a very large chakra reserve. She also has Hyuuga blood, which comes from a direct lineage of the Otsutsuki themselves, which could give her more power. And more important of all, she loves the Biju. In other words, who knows, in a possible Karuma resurrection, Himawari could be the main candidate to carry the powers of the Nine Tails. Even because we don't know how Naruto will be in the future, so in case he's not in favorable conditions, Himawari would be the best option to become a Jinchuuriki, or else she could carry Shakuka's powers, since they both have a certain familiarity, and also because she has all those requirements that make her a potential Jinchuuriki in the future. Anyway, it's a fact that if one day she needs it, our little Himawari will be prone to become the Jinchuuriki. Another theory that has gained strength is that the power that Damon felt coming from Himawari is Karuma's power, maybe a chakra that Karuma left to protect Himawari, or something that passed to her at birth. But since we don't have anything confirmed, we have to wait. Of all these powers, which do you think Himawari will awaken later on? Please comment in the comments tab. The power that you can awaken is the power of the like, the greatest power that a human being could awaken. Take advantage and awaken the greatest power of the channel, the power of the subscription with the notifications activated. On the screen, there are 2 interesting videos that you will like. Watch them both.